Hey everyone, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and it's time to get you updated on my D Anjou pear trees that I started from seed way back in July of 2016. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. As many of you know, I have been on a mission over the last 6 years to try to grow some fruit trees and other things from seed to see if we can get some true to seed type fruit or get fruit at all. In this video today, we're going to update you on my D Anjou pear trees. I've got a couple of them to update you on, as well as give you a look at some of the nursery trees I bought, the Bartlett pear tree and the Orient pear tree that I've had in the yard for several years. Now, before I show you the two pear trees that I've grown from seed, I do want to provide you with a quick update on the last episode that we did, which was about 13 months ago. I know it's been a while. And the D Anjou pear tree that I grew from seed did actually have some flowers. We showed that in the video. Unfortunately, over the next several months, none of those flowers actually set any fruit. We also had some flowers set and some fruit set on my Bartlett pear tree, and I'll give you some context of what happened with that during the course of the video. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get the camera turned around and give you a look at these 69-month-old pear trees that I've grown from seed. So this is my 69-month-old D Anjou pear tree that I started from seed way back on July 10th, 2016. And I told you in the last episode, about 13 months ago, we had 3 flower clusters, but I wasn't sure if we had set any fruit. Now, I did a lot of pruning over the winter on this tree to see if I can encourage some more flowering and see if we could set fruit. And I'm pleased to say that way up here, although it's only 1 flower cluster, we definitely have a flower cluster here, and hopefully some of these flowers actually set some fruit. It's a little too early to tell right now, but I'm excited about that, as you can tell. Now, even though I'm excited, I'm trying not to get my hopes up too high, because last year we had 3 flower clusters and none of them were able to set any fruit. They all fell. But that being said, the tree is a year older now, and so we have a better chance, and because of the thickness of this trunk, I'm starting to feel like maybe we might be able to set something. I will tell you that I do need to continue to prune off all these little suckers that come up from the bottom, and I'm well aware that I need to definitely consider removing a lot of these rocks down here and get a 18-inch or so diameter around the base of the trunk with some mulching to help the roots feed along the top of the soil. Now, as far as height on this tree, right now it's sitting at about 12 feet tall. It was a lot taller. It was about 16 feet tall, but I did take away about 4 feet from the top, and I've tried to keep an open canopy on this, mainly because if it ever does set some fruit, I want the sunlight to get in there. So I removed a lot of the branches that are growing towards the middle of the canopy. And also, I'll say that this tree is probably a little close to the house. I was a little ambitious when I put it here, but I wanted to give it a little bit of space away from the other trees. So I did set it a little bit closer to the house than I probably should. I needed about another 3 or 4 feet away from the house, but that'd be in the center of the walkway. Now, this little branch here, I think I'm going to leave it and let it grow out, because I definitely want some other branches lower. So if we get some other fruit-bearing type branches, I can pick it a lot easier. Anyway, pretty pleased with this tree. Let me take you over now to my other tree on this part of the yard to show you how it's doing as well. Now, you remember that this pear tree was the one that I had near the dryer vent, and it's pretty stunted. It was also planted on July 10th, 2016, but it struggled on the other side of the yard near that dryer vent. So I plucked it out of the ground, put it in this pot, and I've been trying to nurse it back to life. I will tell you that I definitely need to get this guy in the ground if he's going to get any more size to him. But at the end of the day, I don't mind keeping him kind of dwarfed for now to see how he does. Obviously, there's not a lot to look at on it. We have no chances of flowers this year, probably not even next year. Even though his age is fine, his size is not really conducive to putting any flowers on. He needs to focus on stronger roots, more foliage, you name it. But at the end of the day, I wanted to give you guys an update on this little tree as well to let you know that he survived. He's doing okay. We're nursing him back to life, and hopefully he gets some size on him in the next couple of years. All right. Now that we've looked at the 2 that I've grown from seed, let me take you over to my Bartlett pear tree that I have just a few trees over. So this is my Bartlett pear tree, and last year he did set flowers, fruit, you name it, but they all fell off right around halfway through the ripening process, and I don't know why. It was the first year that it had it. Luckily, we have set some more fruits already on this tree. And I'm not going to get my hopes up high because, like I said, we got past this stage last year. I got them to about ping pong size, and then they just started dropping. There was pests, squirrels, you name it, also pulling them off the tree, testing them out, and then eating part of them and not realizing they were ripe yet. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited that we have some more fruit sets. And because of the overcast and because it's hard to show all of them and it's hard to find them all without a ladder, I'm not going to spend time to find every single pear cluster that we have on here. Although I'll tell you, other than the two that I showed you, there's quite a few other clusters up high that I just can't reach right now with the camera. At the end of the day, though, it's nice to see this pear tree flower for the second straight year. And I'm hoping, like I said, that maybe some of these pears can make it all the way to maturity, ripen, and possibly even a harvest. Before we move on to my Orient pear tree, which has been a struggle, I will say that I did do a lot of pruning on this tree this year. We opened up most of the middle of the canopy and we topped this guy about 8 feet. This thing was near 20 feet tall and now it's back down to 12, a little more manageable. Hoping that by keeping it lower, I can get some fruits that I can reach, and possibly even the ones up here we can get a harvest out of, like I've said probably a few times. But I'm just hopeful that we can get a pear harvest this year. I've yet to get any pear harvests on any of my pear trees, not the ones I've grown from seed, of course, yet, and not the two I've got from a nursery. All right, let's move on to my Orient pear tree, the final pear tree in my yard. And I got this at a nursery, and it is an absolute beast of a tree. But I don't know if it's ever going to set any flowers because it is definitely at the right age to set flowers. We've topped it, we fertilized it, I've done everything. It has never once set a flower for me yet. So obviously without flowers, we're not going to get any fruits. I've inspected all the branches, trying to find any fruiting spurs. I just don't see anything on this tree that tells me it's anywhere near fruiting or flowering yet. But you know what? It is a nursery bought tree. It should be okay. It should produce some stuff. Maybe we don't have enough chill hours in Texas for it, but you would think that it wouldn't have been made available at the nursery for Texas. Again, this thing is a beast. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful tree. I love having it in the yard. I wish it was producing, but it's not. But at the end of the day, it provides a lot of shade. I love the way the foliage looks. This guy is tall. We've topped it about 8 feet as well. And I've done a good job of trying to make it look pretty, if you will. Although the top's a little bit straight right now. It will fix itself over the next several growing months. And of course, it'll look a lot better here towards the middle of summer. Jury's still out whether this tree will fruit. Before we go, I do want to take you right back over to the star of the show, of course, the 69-month-old D Anjou pear tree flowering again, hoping that we can set some fruit this year because this tree is the one I'm most excited about of all the trees I've grown from seed, other than, of course, my peach tree, which I've already provided an update for. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I do plan on updating you on the other series that I have, like my citrus, as well as my avocado trees, and I'll have those updates, if not this weekend, should have them by the next weekend. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We're just about closing in on the 100,000 subscriber mark, and I cannot wait until we can celebrate that. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, drop that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy gardening, and thanks for watching.